Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Monday morning. Starting off a good week and all kind of exciting things happening in the outdoors. So let's get started with our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard, our working crew, taking care of everyday comfort needs. Looking at a high of 80, low of 57. How about that? Don't you love it when it's in the 50s? And it's going to be a really good week. Some really cool weather coming in. Our first really sort of cool front coming in, so we're excited about that. Our water temperature, although we wanted to go down, it's brought to us by Marantha Coffee Company. It is still right around 80 degrees at the end of the Panama City Beach Pier. Our Monday moon phase, folks, we had a new moon tonight, and interestingly enough, I was looking at the moon chart last night. It's going to be dark tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night before we get a sliver of moon on Thursday night. So if flounder season was open like it normally used to be in October, there will be some fine floundering these next 3 nights, but it's not open now, so don't go out there. But it's going to be some dark nights, okay? Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is the 20th of October. Neap tide today. We're looking at neap the rest of the week, but now getting into Thursday, the rest of the weekend, it's going to be some strong tide, a strong tidal flow. So this weekend is going to be some good fishing, I promise you. They might be even jumping in the boat. I'm looking forward to going. Okay, take a look at our marine forecast, east-northeast at about 5 to 10. Okay, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. You know, the best of both worlds when you get them all together, like high school football on Friday Night Lights and doing some outdoor things and fish fries and all. And I ran across this I want to share with you. This is a fundraiser. Let me get back started. This is over here in Fort Walton Beach. Let me get back here to the beginning. Okay. Fish fry fundraiser before the Choctaw Fort Walton Beach game. Okay. This is a big rivalry. That's the Fort Walton Beach Vikings and the Choctaw Indians. So they're doing a fish fry. And so this is what's really cool about it. It's the Silver Sands. But look, they raise these fish and they're going to have the fish fry. Listen, the fish fry, and they're doing it for the kids. It's really exciting, a sporting event. And it's going to be just a fish fry program to help the kids. They have their own at the school. I need to go over there and check out what they're doing because they're raising their fish and all. So anyway, that's coming up this weekend at Riggs Stadium. So then come catch a fish and head to the game. So head fish fry. So anyway, I just think that's great of a community to do that. That's combining the best of both worlds. You know, we're talking about high school Friday Night Lights and then having a fish fry. You don't get much better than that. So. And that rivalry, Fort Walton Beach and Choctaw, that's been strong. Like the old Bay High Rutherford game used to be. Then it became Bay Mosley. And then back in the day when I was playing, our big rivalry was Quincy and Mariana. And that was always a knockdown, drag out. But there were some, over the years, some fine football players on Friday nights that later played college ball and some of them in professional football. It was amazing. Okay, so on the pictures, we're going to get started. This is actually, ironically, this is over Fort Walton Beach also. This is, I ran across this. Fort Walton Beach High School freshman led the construction of an archery range for his Eagle Scout project. We're talking about doing cool things and good things. I started reading it. He raised money. And you know, you would think the school system would put up an archery range, but obviously they didn't. And so what he did, he talked about, his name was Chandler Buchthal. He was a freshman, and can you imagine? So he talked about the construction of it. So he raised money. They put down the flooring there to keep the weeds out. Then they brought in the gravel and the dirt, whatever. That was really just some gravel they brought in. Level it out. Okay, then it's not hard to do. You ought to get it done. Every school should have an archery range. It doesn't take up that much room when you do it right. See that screen, the back behind that? You can get that free in the Archery for Schools program, okay? And those targets, they will send this stuff to you. I know because I've been there and done that. That's really for indoors. But you can get an indoor one or outdoor one. They sent me one for indoors for the Moser gym, but I just didn't feel comfortable shooting in the gym. So we took it outside, but you don't really need it, but unless you just have to have it in a wooded area. So this can be done at no cost as far as that money. A lot of that money went toward the dirt work and all that, the fencing and all. So anyway, congratulations, proud of that guy. How about a picture over here of St. Mark's? Is this cool? Today was my lucky day. The bobcat graced me with an appearance outstanding. This lady's taking pictures of birds, and here comes a bobcat. I guess the bobcat saw the birds too, but is that not a beautiful picture? I mean, the bobcats are cool. Look at that, the distinguishing characteristics of it. Great picture. And then she got him over there in the shadows in the background, and he's on the prowl. That's where the word prowl comes from. After let's go to Riverkeeper. We'll keep up with those folks. They're doing an amazing job in the restoration, trying to keep the river natural. It's basically all they're trying to do, keep the river natural. And so what they're working on, these three areas right here, the Spider Cut, Douglas Slough, and East River down there at the lower end. Now, they finished the East River project. They're working right now on Spider Cut. I have some pictures. I'm real proud of it. They get in there and just restoring it to what it was originally. They bring in the big boys, the big equipment, and try to keep the water flow going through Spider Cut. You see, this is a big operation. And there's a lot of volunteer work and a lot of donations to keep it going. But see, they're keeping it open right through there. And that's a cool place, and you can see the manpower and the machinery they have and the sources they use. And then this guy put right here. He asked, "Are they cleaning Spider Cut out all the way to Willis Landing like it used to be?" See what happened to trees during hurricane got all blown down. And they said, "Thank you, Jeff, for responding. We're going about a mile in to the four-way." Here's a picture. And what they said, dig in and out so that flow will go through there like it always has been until it got all sort of dammed up with the trees. That's just really cool stuff. Talking about cool stuff, how about our sheriff, Tommy Ford? I guess he got a little vacation, which he definitely deserved. It's been a great and relaxing week at the cabin. They're up in the mountains. We've had some awesome bull elk sightings. They are amazing and majestic, aren't they, though? Look at that. And then they got another picture of them right here. I know Tommy and his wife, I know they had a good relaxing time up there. But aren't those amazing that the elks have on this side of Mississippi River again like they were originally many, many years ago? I've got to get Tommy. Look at that picture there coming in. The silhouette. That's two big ones right there. Wow. I'll get Tommy to come on the show and talk about it. You got one more. You just get the sunset in the mountains. That's always special. Cool. All right, so okay, let's take a quick break and we'll get Tommy to come on the show pretty soon. Let's take a break and be right back. Okay, welcome back. You know, I get tickled this time of year. We're talking about food plots. When you're running outdoorsmen at all different places, it could be at a Walmart or a church setting or just out anywhere. We always, what about the food plot? You got your food plot planted? And it's funny talking to them. I get all kinds of, other night at Highland Park Baptist, I've talked to quite a few people about it. And some people have already planted. Some, they always wait till November to plant. And they have all kinds of different theories and strategies. I get a kick out of it. And if you have a property and you have a lot of natural, I haven't planted mine yet anyway. So, and I don't have a big area to do, but I'm gonna do something anyway. But my point being, if you have a lot of natural habitat, you don't need a lot of food plots. But a lot of natural habitat has been taken away, just some by nature and some by man, mainly by man. But I have 2 oak trees in my yard. So here, listen, I brought y'all some acorns this morning. I'm gonna leave them here with the office staff. You know, usually they think I'll bring them cake or something. I'm gonna leave them some acorns this morning. But anyway, I want to show you these 2 types of acorns right here. Okay, we got them on the screen. Over here, right here, like a pin oak. The trees are next door. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, you can just see them right here in the front yard. And this is a white oak acorns right here. So you see the difference? And I have actually the squirrels and the birds and and actually some deer in the neighborhood, a little doe and a little yearling. They come to eat this time of year. So, but anyway, I would encourage you, especially if you have some property, just plant as much natural habitat as you can. Trees, and especially chestnuts, anything natural that you can find. These nurseries now have a lot of trees, and if we get them planted and clean out around them too, give them room to grow. I try to do that. I don't do it as well as I should, but I've always enjoyed the natural habitat. But with that being said, well, here's a picture right here. Let me see. I've got up here. Okay, the white oak right there. You see all different kinds of oak trees and acorns. Now I don't know. There are two ways to pronounce it. It can be acorns or acorns. And I grew up around people who said acorns, so I laugh at it. So anyway, all different kind of oak trees right there. And there's just another drawing I put up. This is from Mississippi State, and they do a really good job with their whole outdoor programs they have, and all kind of different things. They support the 4-H's and all that. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about acorns, and because we have a lot of stuff going on now with it. A lot of deer are eating them. All right, so now let's get caught back up. Talking about hunting and all. I didn't put this on up when I first heard about it. Let me show this right here. Let's get this right here. This is how many kids are in the Mosley High School Bassmaster team. I mean, is that not amazing? One school right there. My hat's off to all of those parents and all that help out and all the volunteers. That's a great job there. Tyler Henney, speaking of one of my former students, remember last week's fishing report on Friday? I talked about the wahoo were red hot. Well, here's living proof of it right here. Here's Tyler. They caught some nice. Well, look at the size of the boat. They're not out there in some real deep and all. They just did a good job. Okay, jumping on this, Bay Sabers. Sick and tired of dirty brown water. I'm gonna push Bay Sabers as long as I have a show. They're just doing some good things. It's free to join up and check with them right there. Okay, let's see. I've got that one. Speaking of other areas, Arkansas, the White River is legendary with all of their fly fishing. It really is. They've had to close for the next 120 days. You've got to catch and release only. That's one of my bucket lists is to fish the White River out of there. But basically, the low oxygen. There's been a 50% loss on the bottom line, 50% loss in the next 6 months. So that was interesting. But here's what I was going to get to. I saw this about a week ago. I didn't put it on, but then somebody else posted it. All right, look. This is at a high school. This is actually in Minnesota. They actually brought this moose to school. See it on the left picture? That's right there in the school. They actually quartered it up during the class, and they basically butchered it, and they're all up. They have gloves on. Well, I think they all do. I don't know. Does that boy? Yeah, they all got gloves on. But they're learning, talking about own hands learning. Of course, they were told ahead of time what all to do and how to practice it, but this was, I think it might have been in Wisconsin, Wisconsin, I believe the school was in here. And I thought that was amazing. I don't know if we can do that in Florida or not. I don't know, but I think that's just fascinating to actually do that in a school. I don't know what class that is in, but it'd be great for outdoor ed, actually in a kind of, probably an anatomy class, how to cut up meat and how to survive on just the things you do. So anyway, that was very interesting. Talking about interesting, stone crab opened up last week, and Chris Kramer and his wife, a group of them go, and they have a good time. And look at her. You're talking about some nice sized stone crabs. Look at that. And I told her she's super mom because she has to put up a Chris, and then she has 3 boys to raise, and she does a great job. Here they are right here. They're back at the yacht club, and they all came back, and I love to see them get out doing that. That's some nice stone crab, and look at that. Don't that look good? That is really good tasting meat right there. Good job, Chris. One of my former students, I got a kick out of Shannon. I see her pretty regular at Dr. Sincere's office, but okay, listen. First time ever shooting a bow of any kind. Now, she did shoot some in my class. She forgot that. Free-handed in the backyard. This girl will be in the blind during bow season. I'm obviously super stoked about this. Basically, the first time shooting a crossbow. Okay, so shooting a crossbow. Check this out. First time shooting. I was going to tell you, look at the target. She hit right on in 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. And I was going to tell you, what I was going to tell you about the crossbows. You know, this is archery here, but the crossbows, they're historical, go way back also, but they're so easy now, and the technology on the crossbows is superb with all the aiming apparatus, and all it is a trigger. And it's really easy to shoot, so I would encourage you, if you want to hunt some deer in primitive weapons and all, if you don't feel strong enough about pulling back or accurate enough, get into the crossbows. They're really fascinating. I've shot them. When I shot one, of course, the shaft is these short shafts, strong power, and some deadly shots with them. So crossbow hunting, and here's an eyewitness testimonial right here with Shannon Luck Talley and she and her husband. I guarantee you, she'll be shooting at one before long. So I would encourage you to take a look at that. Let's take a final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. How about 10:50 to 12:50? So that's going to be a good time. Dark night, okay? So anyway, dark nights make you open up. That's during the day right here. Okay, I just have a ton of pictures today, and all of them is interesting to me. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Here's our buddy Martin Deaton. He went frogging down there at Howard Creek. How about just skinned them all? I got 32 pairs of legs, and picture doesn't do their size justice. He had to stand on a ladder. Okay, look at that knife up there. So you can see what size these frogs are. And that's some good eating right there. Good job, Martin Deaton, keeping the tradition of frogging going on strong. This is Phyllis Flynn Brookins sent this, and she's one of our loyal viewers. When you're over 50 and the doctor tells you to put on ice where it hurts the most. That's good, Phyllis. I appreciate your viewership. Let's skip this one. How about this one? This is too many of us fall in this category. You're going to take the road to financial stability or take the road to unnecessary fishing gear, and you see which way my buddy's going. Okay, stone crab season, like I said, came in last week. What I wanted to show you the sizes. You want to, okay, right there in that claw, they got to be 2 7/8. Well, I don't know why they didn't say 3 inches, but it's 2 7/8. And in that joint right there, if you go, there's that joint right there and that bottom part of the claw. And they have apparatuses to do that. So if you do any, make sure you stay in there, in that size right there. Jackie Wingate, her dad was the legendary Jack Wingate. He used to do a weekly article on Lake Seminole, and she put this on, this her daddy. But anyway, I read it, talking about one fellow came in. Listen to the second paragraph. One fellow came in and said he just caught a 15-pound bass last night, also a 12-pounder and a 7-pounder, 2 6s. I was beginning to believe him till I see he had a 6-foot gator laid down and bedded up. So anyway, that's just some of the fishing stories he would hear up there. That's days gone by right there. So I was, let me see, Jeff, I lost it right here. Okay, I got it. But anyway, that's part of our history. Jump back up here to Kentucky. I just love this picture of an osprey, and look at the color there. They're something now. The hawk and the eagle and osprey, they all do something. Okay, talking about good fishing. How about down at Port St. Joe? We're talking about, they're saying right here, phenomenal fishing going on, but as the weather pushes in. And guess what they're catching? Check it out. How about some wahoo? When I talked about Friday on the wahoo report, they're on fire. But listen to that, look at there. That's some good eating right there. And I don't know the name of the fisher ladies and all, but look at that wahoo. That was one of the calm days last week. Some nice fish they caught down in Port St. Joe. On the Panama City fishing page, again, Carl Gray Park failed water tester again. That's just, we've talked about it before. Just say, this is what I wanted to get to right here. From J.B. Hillard at the Bent Rod Fishing Club, let's read his email. Hey, Winston, Unexpected big surprise today at the Bent Rod Fishing Club meeting. A presentation to me from the world-renowned Bill Dance from his close friend, Benny Linderbaum. And look what he got. Look at that, a Bill Dance, a big Tennessee guy. He sent this cap to JB, and look what he wrote on the bottom. Mullet Man, JB. Okay, that's on the bottom of the bill. And on the top of it, JB, catching mullet for me, Bill Dance. Now, is that not cool? Don't you appreciate somebody like Bill Dance taking care of a guy at the Bent Rod Fishing Club and sending him that cap? So JB, I know you were tickled. I know you'll be sending some pictures of doing that stuff too. Okay. Let me. This is. I may show you this real quick. This is the second part of the Apalachicola River Keeper. They were talking about the different clams and everything. This is mussels, the purple bank climber. They actually have names for these. There's different categories of them. That's really cool. And they're just laid it out right here. Just some of the things. Look what a bycatch when they're catching them. So he's probably wondering, what in the world y'all doing over in my neck of the woods? But you see, look at the bottom of the right-hand corner, somebody's muddy feet. That's not stumps, that's somebody's muddy feet right there sticking up. And of course, beautiful. The river is just beautiful this time of year. And there's guys doing it. And this is the picture. I was just talking about a spider's cut. Okay, they've got it sort of cut through right there. So that's going to be the flow coming in. That's just so important. Okay. Speaking of stone crabs, I had to show you this one real quick. There's always somebody, stone crab arrest, FWC, illegal harvest of 65 pounds of stone crab claws. So anyway, there's always going to be some outlaws, and where most of us doing the right thing, but always some folks like that. And a lot of good information. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I've run out of time. I still got some more pictures. Guests coming on tomorrow. And we have a good week lined up. Y'all do something good for someone else. Enjoy the great outdoors. Take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.